Hi everyone, in this video we will see about the Astable multivibrator using op-amp. We will see the circuit diagram, working, derivation and also the output waveform. First let us see what is a multivibrator. So it is a circuit which can be used to generate a non-sinusoidal waveform at its output. So basically it can be a square waveform or a rectangular waveform. So something of this kind you can get it. So here you can see there are two levels, or you can say there are two states here. One is the high one and the other one is the low one. So basically the output of a multivibrator has two levels or two states, a high and a low level. So the output oscillates between these two states. So now we saw there are two states. Let us say this is high is the state 1 and this is state 2. These two states in a multivibrator can be either a stable state or a quasi-stable state. What is this stable state? No, stable state means is something which is like a permanent state. If you want to change from this state, you have to apply some external trigger. So only if you apply the external trigger from stable state, the output will change. But if the output is already in quasi-stable state, quasi-stable means it is like a temporary position. So it will be in this state for only a particular period, and after that it automatically changes to another state. So let us see with the waveform. So initially let us assume that the output voltage V0 is stable or in a high position, that is said to be a stable position. Okay. Now if I want to change the output which is in stable position, I have to apply an external pulse. So let me apply some external pulse. This is a negative going pulse, so it is in this direction. So if I apply the negative pulse, this external trigger, the output changes from high to low and it remains in the low for a short period. So this is the quasi-stable state. Okay, so it appears to be stable, but after some time it automatically goes up again. So it goes to the stable state again. So here you have to see I have not given any external trigger. So this is the quasi-stable state. So from quasi-stable to stable, no trigger pulse is required, it goes automatically. But from stable, if you want to go to quasi-stable, again you have to apply a pulse. So we can say that stable state, the output remains fixed at either plus or minus Vsat, and you have to apply an external trigger to change the state. Quasi-stable state means it is a temporary state and the system will remain in this state for a particular duration, but after some time it automatically changes from quasi-stable to stable state. So here we are not applying any external pulse. So depending upon the number of stable states in the multivibrator, there are three different types of multivibrator. First one is the astable multivibrator, monostable multivibrator and bistable multivibrator. So as the name says, astable, there is no stable state here. No stable state. Two quasi-stable states are there in astable multivibrator. So no need of any external trigger because we know quasi-stable state, it can change automatically after a specified period. So here you need not give any external trigger pulse. Whereas if you see monostable, mono means one. So there is a one stable state and one quasi-stable state. So to move from stable to quasi-stable, you have to give an external pulse. But from quasi-stable state to stable, it comes automatically. So this is bistable multivibrator. Bi means two stable states. So you have to give the external pulse or external trigger to move from one state to another. So in this particular video, we will be seeing about astable multivibrator. What is this astable multivibrator? Astable means absence of stable state. So only two quasi-stable states will be available in a astable multivibrator. So astable multivibrator is a circuit that will produce square waves without any external trigger. Basically, astable multivibrator is used as a square wave generator, or it is used as a clock pulse in digital circuit. Just you need a square waveform as a clock pulse in a timer circuit or any digital microcontroller or any digital circuit. You can use this astable multivibrator. How to design an astable multivibrator? Basically, it can be designed from a schmiott trigger circuit. So schmiott trigger, what is it? It is a positive feedback op-amp circuit. So this is the schmiott trigger circuit. To the one end, we will give the input voltage, and into the positive terminal, we will feed back the output through two resistors R1 and R2. So here a schmiott trigger is basically a comparator circuit with so this input voltage will be always compared with this reference voltage. So output is always plus or minus Vsat, and if it is plus Vsat, the reference voltage is beta Vsat, because reference value is given by V0 into this resistance R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So this R2 divided by R1 plus R2 is equal to beta. So it is beta Vset. And if it is minus, if the output voltage is minus Vset, the reference value will also change. So always this input voltage is compared with this reference voltage, and based on that you will get the output as plus or minus Vset. And this is the transfer characteristics of the schmiott trigger circuit. You can see there is two limits, upper threshold and lower threshold. Now, how to convert this schmiott trigger into a astable multivibrator? In schmiott trigger, we had this external input here. In astable multivibrator, we are removing this input. Instead, we connect a resistor and a capacitor in the feedback path. So you see here, the output is again fed back to the input through this resistor. So internally, we are generating the input. Let us see the working of astable multivibrator. So the output here can be plus or minus Vset. Okay. So basically it is a comparator. So the output can be plus or minus Vset. So if you see the output voltage, output will be plus Vset and minus Vset. Okay. And this reference is plus or minus beta Vset. So let us mark those lines also here, plus beta Vset and minus beta Vset, because this is the reference line. So this will be compared with this voltage here. Basically it is the capacitor voltage here, because capacitor is connected to the negative terminal. So this voltage will be the compared with this reference voltage. And T represents the time period of this square waveform. Let us assume that initially the output voltage is plus Vset. You see here, this is the plus Vset, and this reference voltage will be beta Vset. Okay, beta Vset. Now the capacitor will be charging like this. So the capacitor voltage is keep on changing, and it is connected to the negative terminal. So as the capacitor voltage is changing, let me draw here. It is shown as a green line. This is the capacitor voltage. So as the capacitor voltage is increasing and when it reaches the beta Vz, that is the reference voltage, this terminal, negative terminal, will be more positive. It means that the output has to change from plus Vz to minus Vz. So output changes from plus Vz to minus Vz. So now we have minus Vz here. So the reference will change. Now the capacitor has to reverse its polarity. It will be charging towards minus Vz. So capacitor will be coming from plus Vz to minus Vz. Again, once it reaches minus beta Vz and it tries to go below this value, this terminal will be more positive. So the output switches to plus Vz. So the process continues. So this is how you get a continuous square waveform without any external trigger. So this happens because of this RC component. Now let us derive it. Derive the voltage expression. Voltage across the capacitor Vc. So this voltage equation is given by Vc. Capacitor voltage is equal to V final value plus initial value minus final value into e power minus t by Rc. So Rc is the time constant. So R and C we have taken there. Now Vf is the final value. So initial voltage of the capacitor is minus beta into Vz. Okay. What is the final value? It can charge till plus Vz. So now you substitute these two values here. So Vf is Vz, Vi minus Vf, you can substitute this one, you will get the equation. Now let me take this half cycle alone, and for that the time period let it be T1. So Vc of T1 is equal to this one into e power minus T1 by Rc. So at t equal to T1, at this point, what is the capacitor voltage? Beta Vz. So let us substitute in the previous equation and simplify it. So it is very easy to simplify. So you will get this one. So let us remove this E and we can write what is T1. T1 is equal to Rc into ln of natural log of 1 plus beta divided by 1 minus beta. So this is the final expression for the time period T1. But we have taken a square wave where T1 and this period, the other period is going to be equal. So total time period is 2 times T1. So or we can write it as T is equal to 2 Rc ln of 1 plus beta divided by 1 minus beta. So this is correct if the output waveform is symmetrical. For a square waveform, you can directly multiply it. Okay. So we can say that a stable multivibrator is a free running oscillator because we are not giving any external trigger pulse. It just comes out automatically. So it is a free running oscillator or relaxation oscillator. It can generate square wave without the use of external trigger. Basically, it has a lot of applications. It is used as a clock source or a square wave generator in digital circuits. So let us recall whatever we have seen. A stable refers to the absence of a stable state. It has only two quasi-stable states, so no external trigger is required. It can be used as a square wave generator. It is also called as a free running oscillator or relaxation oscillator. If you like the video, do subscribe to Read Electric Vehicle channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.